Bathroom. It's time. Game number 3 on Bonnie Research Station. The winner will take a 2-1 lead, putting themselves at match point. This is the SBENU Starcraft 2 Season 3 Star League. Let's jump into Game 3. Down to the bottom of the map. In red, it's Rain. His opponent has placed an 8 spawning pool at the top of the map. In blue, it's Rogue. This is not the first time we've seen Rogue do this. Many players liking this build on this map. I've seen Sulky do it before he retired. 50 Shades of Protoss. Different types of all-ins. Now, we've seen Dark do this on this map before. This is somewhat rare. We have a very early scout for Rain. He knows the potential for this. Trying to cheer for Rain here. A lone fangirl, hoping for the best. This probe will scout the spawning pool timing. And Rogue already knows he's going to be scouted. Let's see if he alters the build. He does. He makes only 4 lings and is going to take the gold base. The probe will see this. The lings try to surround and kill the probe. Actually just going to ignore it. If he killed the probe, he would have been able to deny scouts further of these bases. Unfortunately, he does not. And as is such, Rain will come back in, confirm no backdoor base, check the natural. And his next line of thinking will most likely be, I should check those gold bases. His decent vision of his main base will know that there's no hatchery in there. The wall is tight. Wings will not be able to penetrate. Pylon taking some serious damage, but with a follow-up 2 behind it. The wall will hold. Gonna lose this first pylon. You know what? He's actually gonna lose a lot more than that. With only 4 lings, he's gonna have to potentially reinforce this wall further with the cyber core. Cannon will finish though. Nexus before core. And as mentioned before, the probe checks the backdoor, the natural, now the gold base is very aware of this. Trying to kill that scouting probe with the 4 lings might have been possible on the ramp if Rain wasn't mineral walking, and also if he started set micro perfectly on it, because he had that creep boost. It's a limited time where you might have been able to grab that. But if you go for that and you fail, or even if you do succeed, it does weaken the amount of damage lings are going to do at the front. So I'm not too critical of Rogue not killing that probe. Even without scouting the gold base, you know there's a high chance that's the follow-up. It's not like hiding a Dark Shrine where scouting it means you essentially win the game. It's just like, okay, I thought so. That's what you'd be doing. Now I know for sure. I know which gold base it is. I know where it is. Also checks one more time before that probe goes down if he's going to take both gold bases. Very rare we see players do this. Leenock, probably the biggest offender. Leenock loves his gold bases almost as much as Marine King. If you could fly hatcheries, Leenock would do it. The follow-up for Rain most likely will be a Stargate into Oracles. There are, of course, Overlords lurking around, so he wants to hide this if he can. Rogue trying to find an opening while the cannon is killing these pylons. Not going to happen. He has to kill his own pylon so he can leave his base, secure a 3rd. Rain gets +1 and shows it to the lings. And wow, a ling gets in. Plus he has the Overlord here. So the Overlord will actually escape in order for the Stalker to kill the Ling. Gonna be close. I think it will still escape. Needs 9 more shots. Okay. Probe's coming down. +1 and sentries to secure the third, rather than oracles to harass and then secure it. A unique way of approaching this situation. And most Protoss players would have handled this differently. Look at a player like Classic Stats. Definitely would have done this differently. So right now, with worker counts, because of all the early shenanigans, we do have a pretty healthy probe count at 38 to only 41 drones. It's going to change in just a moment, as Rogue is making 9 drones right now. Just wants to drone. His overlords have already confirmed there is no Stargate tech. He's seen the +1, and I believe he's seen the third base as well. It's going to get a bit more complicated for me here when I'm soloing this to use the observing PC. He has no confirmation of the third base, but he's sending Lings there right now, so no doubt in just a moment he will. Even with the mothership here, try to deny. The Lings will see this. And back at home, we're going up to a healthy 60 drones. Lair coming up. Spore crawlers for safety, just on the off chance that he was unable to identify where the Stargate was placed. Safety first. Roach Warren +1. Roach Warren, a curious choice here. Would have expected to see a Hydralisk den. Obviously, if he's going to make one, he can't make it until just now. The lair is just now finished. And there it is, coming up. Lings coming across the map. Just a small group of 12. 12 to 13 it looks like. Not going to find any damage here. He would love to get a run by off, but it's a risky choice. If he gets double force field, those Lings all get trapped and die. Oh, that's 7 or 8 drones, depending on how many Lings that is exactly, that he would have loved to have instead of Lings. And to throw them away like that would really just make that sacrifice in vain. Infestation pit. Now, I'm missing Moonglade hard right now at this moment, but I would expect that this is going to be for fast Hive and not for Infestors. We have seen a resurgence of Infestor popularity, especially in Korean ZVZ, and we have seen it used in this matchup recently as well. It has been scouted, even though it was placed really, really well at an unlikely to be scouted location. Let's keep an eye on that production tab. Fourth base is scouted. Hive or Pathogen Clans. That's what everyone is waiting for right now. The Hive, of course, will be for Vipers to assist, and that is what it's going to be. Robotics underway. And a few additional gateways. Phoenix wants to avoid this base. If he could have, ideally would like to see if that infestation pit was researching pathogen glands. I think that's actually what he's going to check right now. Checks that, sees it's not, and now he's going to go and see the Hive. He's okay, Vipers. And potentially later on Ultralisk, but much less likely. I don't think Infestors would be a poor choice in this situation. It's a much less standard one. We're going to see it contaminate here on the Twilight Council. However, he's not able to deny Blink. It's already ready. I'm going to take a look at the unit tab for you guys. There are 17 Hydras and 22 Lings on the map versus 18 Stalkers, a Zealot, and 7 Sentries. 7 Roaches to join them. Make that 13. Psystorm's on the way, as is +3 weapons. These Vipers need to come out yesterday. He needs them for Blinding Clouds to hold this push. He doesn't have Infestors, doesn't have an overwhelming Hydra count, and he has very few Roaches to buffer. Kill a few Overlords here, actually. Gonna slow down this push, but still painful nonetheless. One Viper is on the way. Just one. It's going to be the only one he's got when this push hits. It's already on his doorstep. A Warp Prism is coming to help reinforce. A big Blink used there, which will then further slow down this push. Using Consume now to try to get enough energy for that Blinding Cloud. It's only going to have one. And it needs to be good. Rain, interestingly enough, backs off and adds a robotics bay. So allow him Colossus production. Both, you know, spells on the Viper are going to be good against this type of play. Blinding Cloud for the Blink Stalker Mass. Ooh, nice catch on that Warp Prism. And of course, the Abduct ability will be great against the Colossi. It's going to be 2 Robo Colossi, in fact. A Ling attack here. Try to slow this push down and also try to lock it down. And so far, so good. No force fields used on the Lings, but used against these Hydralisks, forcing a recall. 4 sentries and 2 Stalkers will be left behind. A 3rd Stalker already dying. These units might actually be able to make it back, to be totally honest. This 1 sentry could sacrifice himself to save the many, and that's exactly what happens. A Roach checks for a 4th base over here. If we could actually find that probe, it'd be pretty huge. Slow that down. Blink will deny that vision, as well as the potential to kill the probe. All right, we're going to late game. Greater Spire, 4 additional Spine Crawlers. It's got now 4 bases. A 5th base likely to be added at any moment. As soon as he can afford it with all the minerals he's dumping right now. +3 for ranged units on the way. Not a single upgrade for Broodlings, minus the Carapace upgrades. Just more and more Spine Crawlers being added. He currently has 2 Vipers, both at full energy. 2 full energy Vipers can absolutely do a lot for you here. For example, pulling a Warp Prism. Now, for those guys who don't know, this could be a useful fact with Fear Dragon 64. If you pull a Warp Prism while units are warping in, it removes the warp field, and so the units are automatically cancelled. And that's what he did there, and then was able to kill the Warp Prism. The resources are still refunded to the Protoss. Army supplies similar. Arguably the better tech for Rain, with Storm and Colossi at his disposal. And with this many Blink Stalkers, zoning out the Corruptors and the Vipers, not going to be the most difficult task in the world. Alright, attempting to get a run-by here, but already Rain is wanting this engagement. There are no Vipers here. Several Hydras going down, but this does free up supply. There's 7 Broodlords to be produced. They're very exposed. They're not over those Spine Crawlers. Rain doesn't know what's back there. He does not commit. Well, these 3 Roaches going for the run-by, 4 Roaches even, coming in here. Going to draw his attention back. Killing very minimal. It's like actually going for units rather than probes. Only causing Rain to reinforce his cannon defense. 2 probes in total go down. Sorry, Caster Curse 3. Stalker is struggling to find anything over here. With a huge Spine Forest to hold that 4th base. 5th base nearly completed. Hydra's caught out. They might actually have to turn and fight. Zealots have charge now as well. Another big blink forward. The Templar are at the back. Not able to add their damage yet. More Corruptors being added in here to replace the ones that were used to make Broods. 8 Broodlords on the map. 7 Corruptors in just a moment with the last 3 finishing. A 2nd Spire coming up as +1 is started for air units. For flyers, even. A Dark Shrine is added. Rain identifying that it's mostly spines for the defense. So some DTs could get some harassment done. Alright, this is a chance for some abducts. The first one goes down, but Storm's helped zone. 3 Broodlord drops here would be nice. There come the Broodlings, and they zone this army out. Some Roaches even holding it back. A lot of damage done to this Protoss army, but he blinks again underneath. The Broodlord's already preemptively moved back, and look at that Blinding Cloud. Such a sick engagement here for Rogue, but he's lost a lot of these units. He's lost a lot of his Hydras, and this means even with Blinding Clouds, the Broodlords will fall to this Stalker force. He needs to remax. 34 Roaches is his choice. But I think this might be too much damage already. The Mothership Core at full energy currently. And he's going on a rampage here. He's going to kill these consuming Vipers. Now controlling the main base. And Roaches are spawning all over the place, not all together. And he has recall potential should things get dicey. I think this is actually going to be too much damage. GG. Rain takes game number 3, takes a 2-1 lead, putting him on match point. He had very little confidence going into this series according to his interviews, but taking a 2-0 or sorry, a 2-1 lead. Playing a better late game on Expedition Lost than what Rogue just showed us.